Give me 1 second. All right, so today is going to mark video one of building a personal website. This isn't going to be one of those let's build a website together type videos. I'm just documenting my journey. Ultimately, I'm using this website to help study for the CompTIA Security Plus to eventually get into the cybersecurity space or IT. I've purchased that and will document that journey on a separate video, but I also want to capture my journey of building this personal website as a reference point so that you can kind of see some of the things you want to make sure you include for a production grade application. So with that, I have a Next.js application up and going. Let's build out a Git repo. I'm going to do that now. Study. This won't be the prettiest thing in the world, but it'll be functional. And I will add on to it as I go. I will name this study mate. Make it private. Make the repo. And with this, let's remove all of that. Install Daisy UI. Cool. And I'm going to update global CSS. Okay, I need to add something here as well. I'm not going to do much with the styling right now, but I just want to add this to make my life easier when I am ready to. Let's save this. Body. App. Root. Oh, 100% clipped. 100%. Apply text. Small. Let's go overflow. Keep it consistent. All right, and let me get this thing fired up. I'm just gonna npm run dev. Let's check it out on localhost. Homepage looks good. Class BG orange 200. Height 100%. Oh, I know why. Height full. There we go. And I think the width already took. Yeah, cool. All right. Let's get this thing pushed to Git. Just follow these commands. Git init. Git add. Git commit. N. Next. Setup plus Daisy. What? Perfect. And then we'll go git branch dash m for main. And let's push this to that repository. All right, so we are live and deployed. What's going on, my friend? Full stack developer, made it through HTML and JavaScript. Now learning React, and I love it. What do you do, and what's the experience like being a full stack developer? So I do a lot of freelance work, my friend, and I do things for various clients, and I've been fortunate to do something well for one, and been able to kind of network from there. My experience has been great. I don't work for someone as a developer. I've been fortunate to leverage this as something that I do for myself. And the big thing with it, man, is to continue to learn and more importantly, find whatever your stack is. Maybe interchange your database once you get there, depending upon what your client may need, because that's going to be the biggest thing based upon the money, what type of data being stored, what experience they want the customer to have. Once you do those things, get good with the stack. Don't worry about stack hopping unless there are limitations with it. And other than that, man, practice every day, get better every day, work on something every day, or at least as much as you can, and enjoy the journey. But it is one of the more rewarding and fulfilling things and decisions I've ever made. And for me, this is a second career. I already have an initial career that I do something totally different. But getting into this allowed me to kind of open up the opportunity to work for myself and not necessarily work for someone else and really kind of enjoy the work that I do. So you said that you're doing React, man. What all are you learning with React? Are you learning the front end hooks? Have you integrated a database just yet? What else have you picked up on? Mhm. Yeah, I just found that it was better for me financially, number one, and just from a career perspective, to continue to lean into what I'm doing, but gain enough experience with this so that if I did want to apply to an employer, I have a portfolio, I have a resume of things that they can review and see my level of skill, quote unquote, if you will. Absolutely. All right, so we are live and deployed. Let's go ahead and create the next branch. Will be git checkout feature. This will be Prisma setup. Git branch. Yep, clear. And we'll just follow the docs. Initial Prisma setup saved. Yep. Oh yeah, you're on the right track, man. Nice. Are you leveraging AI to help you with the Chat GPT or any of the AI models that are out there? We'll do the output next. Let's make sure that is there. Yep, Prisma schema. What's next? Yep, yep, yep. All right, so let's set this up. Let's go ahead and bring in vercel now. Um, oh, that's awesome. Oh man, I'm the same way, man. I just enjoy coding. Now, I will say I will use AI and I'm going to start integrating a little bit because it does bring some productivity benefits. But make sure, and you're doing the right thing, brother. Make sure you have the foundations intact first because the foundations are what's going to never change. You may use different tools and different things to kind of speed up your workflow, but ultimately, you want to make sure you have a good understanding of what the model view controller thing looks like, how authentication work, how the hooks work, how being able to manage state, how being able to leverage JSX, props, things of that sort, learning TypeScript without AI. Once you have a good understanding of it and the architecture of your projects increase, then you can kind of leverage AI to kind of help with some of the ground level coding. But learning to do it without AI first, man, I absolutely would recommend it. And I'm so glad to hear that that's the path you're taking. What are some projects you've built so far? You don't mind me asking? Let's go first. Move this out of the way a little bit. I want a storage. There we go. Let's go. Yeah, serverless Postgres. Continue. Wait a minute, let me make sure they didn't change this a little bit. Yeah, storage. Woo, not much storage, but that's okay for right now. We'll change this to study. What did I name this website? Website. Awesome. Continue. I'll come back to this. I don't need to do this. Let's go to study website and grab the local. Let's grab this. Check that out. Save it, close it out. And then now let's work on this Prisma. Let's go model, topic, ID, string, default, EFAULT, CU, ID, your title, string, description, ESCRIP, string. I'll manage the positions of this as well, which will be an integer. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'd love to see it, man. We all start somewhere. Yeah, man, we all start somewhere, man. Nothing wrong with that, man. And continue to track your progress, man. It'll only help you in two ways. Tracking your progress is going to show where you started and where you currently are at. And the funny thing is months, weeks, down the road, you're going to look back on it and be like, man, this is cringeworthy. I should have wrote it this way, or what was I thinking? Why did I write that way, et cetera, et cetera. But it also will give you a chance to allow an employer to see where you started and where you currently are at right now. Because it's not always about you being a finished product. If you think about it, most employers want to get you in and they ultimately want you to grow based on coaching and development. And you got to be willing to do that. And if you can show that you have some ground level projects that might be fairly basic, but you've matured and grew into something more complicated, that's only going to help you, brother. Absolutely, man. So share your GitHub when you get a chance, man. And I appreciate you stopping by, my brother. Absolutely. All right. Position. Let's make this a integer. Optional at default. The default for this will be 0. And then we'll go created at date time default now, and then updated at date time at updated at. I think that looks good. I think I could probably close that out, but we'll keep it for now. Probably could have copied this. I'm gonna keep that as a string, title string. Yeah, all that looks good. Let's make sure we have this. Let's save it. That is in the Prisma.config. Yep, it's there. And now let's run these migrations. And got an error on the validation model type of Prisma.schema. String. What did I goof? Misspell something? Let's see. Yeah, all of that looks good. DEFAULT, DEFAULT, add ID. Oh, I probably need an at in front of that. And that should take care of it. Let's try it again. There we go. And perfect. And then we'll do generate. Perfect, looks good. And we'll do this. Let's do that. There we go. Do that. Good with that, good with that. And I think next, let's make sure it went through. There should be a studio, yeah. Yes. Studio. So start on this local host. I'm gonna copy this because I know it's gonna start in Safari, but I'm using Chrome today. That might be the migration. Yeah. So the topic is there. Let's add a row. Insert. Make this number one. Current time. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Description. We'll just go test the script. Position one. Title. First topic. We'll make this networking. Networking. Click save. Yes. Save successfully. Refresh. Looks good. What tax data you currently use? What did you start with? How did you transition? So I currently will use Next.js for just about everything. I'll use Flask a little bit every once in a while if it's just something simple, something static, all because of the way Next.js does its caching and its routing. From a database perspective, I'm going to default to either MongoDB or Prisma. I'm sorry, not Prisma, MongoDB or Postgres with vercel, mainly because of how simple and quick and easy it is to deploy. And I'll toggle between the two depending upon the client needs. So if it's a client that is storing a lot of data, then I'll review, probably go with with Postgres for them because vercel has a generous pricing when it comes to storage. If they don't know what they want to do and they have an e-commerce site and things change and things evolve, new categories are added, things of that sort. One of the first projects I built, then I'll probably stick with MongoDB. I do like Convex as well because it is real time, but it is fairly pricey. So if someone needs a real time experience, like I had someone that wanted to add the ability to do customer service through a chat, then I'll just add some form of a listener so that you can integrate or so that you can have that real time webhook listening through Next.js. It is a little more complicated adding it, but it is more cost efficient for the client. And that's kind of what's most important is to help them manage their budget. So I didn't want to set the person that I'm thinking of, I didn't want to set her up with an expensive back end trying to integrate a feature when, I can just do it myself. It'll just be a little more of a challenge um, getting it up and going. And as far as what did I start with? I started with React, just like you, man. The Mern stack that was kind of my go-to stack at the time. I'm lying. I started with Flask using an SQL database and also Django, depending upon the two. And I loved it. The only reason I transitioned away from it is because some of the things that I realized that I wanted to integrate, it was a lot easier using in a JavaScript base or a React umbrella application, if you will. So from there, did some schooling with Java, and I absolutely love Java, man. I'm probably the biggest Java advocate that you will find using Spring Boot as the back end, and then you can connect React to that as well. And then from there, I went from Spring Boot into Next.js, and I just like the simplicity of it. It's fairly popular. It's pretty versatile. You could do a lot of things with it. Yeah, it has its opportunities. Nothing is perfect, but that was kind of my quote unquote journey. I started with Python, got formal training with Java, and then I transitioned into a JavaScript based framework, and React and Next.js were kind of like my go-tos. Yeah, man. And eventually, I do plan on learning other frameworks. I just love the code. It is one of my favorite pastimes. But I'm kind of at a point now where I do want to start to do more. So I won't do so much hobby coding and more coding with a purpose, if you will. Just like this is going to be me building a note taking application that I'm going to use for myself. Yeah, it may be something that I can eventually monetize and share with the world, but I plan on doing some additional learning on my own. And instead of using an application that's already out there, I thought it'd be cool just to use something on my own. So that's kind of why I'm doing this. But that was kind of my journey and where I started and why I transitioned. But yeah, man, what are some of the projects you've built so far? I'm assuming you've probably built things like a calculator, things like um, anything. Have you started integrating state, and have you started using any sort of storage? Mm. And like a lot of it, man, I have a lot of my early on coding projects on this channel. If you go into the live and go to sort by oldest, man, you'll see some of that cringe-worthy stuff that I used to do, and you'll see some of my class work. And I didn't post a whole lot because I was so nervous to do this, but now I see the value in helping someone else, and I'm a little more comfortable in front of the camera. But that's kind of my journey. Oh yeah, man. My passion, I enjoy back end way more than I enjoy front end. Obviously, people enjoy the front end because it's what you see, but I love the back end because it's structured and it's not a lot of wiggle room with how you can do things. Man, there's 100 different ways that you can build a responsive menu, animation, et cetera, et cetera. But when it comes to the back end, it's very structured and it's not a lot of deviance from, or deviation, I should say, from how it's supposed to be done. So personally, I enjoy the back end way more than I enjoy the front end. I just know that from a full stack perspective, as you mentioned, you kind of want to have the skill set in order to do both because you just never know. You don't want to say, hey, I'll never do front end, because if they got a front end developer role open and you also have back end experience as well too, man, that's your foot in the door right there. So you just kind of never know. Like you mentioned, it does pay off. But my personal preference is, I agree, Spring Boot, give me the models, give me my view, give me my controller, allow me to set up the authentication, allow me to set up the validations, allow me to make sure that the data that we're getting is being digested properly. That's really where what I enjoy doing more than anything. And I'm glad you said to not limit yourself to certain things, because you just kind of never know where things will take you in life, right? So the friend that I was referencing earlier, he ended up getting promoted and ended up taking a job with another company. And while he was at that other company, they acquired another company within a totally different market. And when they acquired the company, there were people that decided to leave the company because they had to find new jobs. They didn't know what to expect, etc. So it left an opportunity open for someone to help out with the website that they had. Well, I had some experience from an IT slash internet support perspective. So he asked me if I would be willing to learn a little bit with the team that's already there, help them out, and he'll kind of help me out financially. So I was like, because he and I had such a great relationship, I was like, sure, man, I'll do whatever you need me to do as long as you pay me, et cetera, et cetera. Next thing you know, man, I'm playing with HTML, CSS, making changes to the website, pushing things through their version control system, working with my direct leader or my junior or senior dev at the time, making sure that I'm doing certain things to spec and how they want to integrate in the colors properly, things are responding properly, and kind of dabbling a little bit on the JavaScript side of things as well too. And from there, I just kind of fell in love with it and just kind of ran with it from there, man. So great mindset that you have. You want to continue to grow and never really pigeonhole yourself into doing one thing, because you just never know where life will take you, and you never know who can kind of help introduce you to the opportunity that you're looking for. Hope that makes sense. All right, so we got that, and let's make sure we can see the topic on screen. I'm probably done with this for right now, but we'll keep it. And I know about this stupid oh, it needs a key. Key t.id. I know it was some strict mode thing, but yeah, that's the I think I named that topic networking. Yeah, perfect. So that works. So let's see if we can create one, and if we can, I'll go ahead and push these changes. New topic. Here, go topic. Actions. First one will be create.ts. I can't help it, man. I'm a yapper by nature, man. I try not to yap so much. I can't help it, but I hope you're getting something from it, and it's making sense to you, man. But yeah, go full stack because it's versatile. You may be able to land with a back end role, But if you can get a front end role because you're full stack, you know the whole gambit. Obviously, you know someone that has been doing it or more comfortable, maybe a little more experienced than you, and can write some things a lot faster than you. But at the end of the day, man, if you can do both, go for it. And the cool thing about backend, man, is backend is pretty structured. So once you learn the concepts and the patterns of how the backend work, regardless of if you use JavaScript with Node or you use Java Spring Boot or you use Python, Django, whatever it is that you decide to learn, the basics of it are going to pretty much be the same, man. You're going to have a model, which is going to control or structure the data. You're going to have your controller, which is going to be kind of like your actions, if you will, where you can get the model, get the topics, create the topics, et cetera, et cetera. And then also the view, which is going to allow you to display and see that information on the user interface. That's going to pretty much be the structure regardless of the framework. The syntax might be different. The way you put it in a folder might be different depending upon the employer and depending upon how you want to write your code. But at the end of the day, it's going to be pretty much the exact same thing, man. So I wouldn't get too afraid of or be too concerned with learning a bunch of different frameworks. Just get good at whatever it is that you do. And I promise you, once you're good at it, it's going to be interchangeable and you'll be able to use whatever you want. You may have to take a weekend or two, and you see them little videos on YouTube where I learned this framework in a weekend. Yeah, man, you already got 10 years of experience and you've been coding for a while. Like, don't sell this idea that you can do this in a weekend. No, you have experience, so it makes it easier. Yeah, but that's too funny. Yeah, man, I am a yapper, brother, and I love the jokes. So fire them away if you got jokes for me, man. I can crack jokes all day. I don't take myself or life too serious. Let's bring in import Prisma. Yeah, and a no import revalidate path. Yep. All right, and then we'll go export default async function. Ah, create topic passing form. Ugh. Form data object. And I think first thing I need to do, actually I should just be able to go const title, form data dot get title. What else do we have? Required, optional. Yeah, so we should be good. I don't need that right now or that. I create, and then we'll go await Prisma dot topic title topic dot create data title. Let's do the title. I got something off. What do I have off? Create. They may have it as add. Why am I drawing a blank on this? Wait a minute. Form data, create data. Go outside of this. Create path. slash non-assignable. Edit title, drop the title, just declare that here. I need to add string. There we go. I'll keep that open for right now, and we'll give this both of these class name margin top 2, class name margin top 1, and go form import ORT. What did I name this? Create topic. Yeah. Pass it into as an action and go create topic. Topic. And we'll just add a input. So a ID of title, a name of title, placeholder title, add a button, add topic, type, submit, save. Let's test this out. Not that one, this one. Let's go live topic. I'll add some padding. The X, A4, Y2. There. Live topic. Click add, and we see it listed there. It's pretty cool. Perfect. All right, great. So I think let's go ahead and add the individual page as well while we're at it. I was just going to, oh, I guess I could have made sure this worked first. I'm gonna come back and care for this error next. And perfect there. Let's update this. Need to add something to my stream title information real quick. And then we'll remove that. Save it. Oh my God. Cool. All right, so that's that. So we can create, let's do the, let's make sure it's here right quick. Topic, bam, 2 topics are there, generating the ID. Description is null, that's fine. The position is 0, fine. It's got the updated at, created at, perfect. We can close that out. Then close out this database. We'll keep that open. I'm gonna keep that open. I wanted to do, I think the better route to do this will be the Next.js docs. Next.js docs params. dynamic routes. That's what I'm looking for. And I want to use pages router. I want the app router. Yeah. Yep, I'm familiar with that. Dashboard. I think we'll do T. Then in that ID. CSX export default function single topic return. This need to be async. What default async? Return single topic page. So now if we wrap this in a link, remove this link, make this a, no, wrong one. This a link. href /t/$t.id. All right, so what should happen is when I click this link button based on this, it should route me to the individual topic ID page. And we've created the route with T inside of a route grouping named dashboard. We added the T for topic and then included the ID in brackets so that because it's a dynamic route. And so good grief. Boom. All right. And let's click on it now. See what we get. We should get what should happen. Oh, I don't like the way that looks. Let's go class. No, wrong one. Here, class name flex. Oh wow, I got this in the wrong position. Let's remove this. Bring this outside of that, paste. We'll go class name flex column. And then if I click on this, it should redirect me. Clicked on it, single topic page. The main thing I was looking for is the URL, and the URL includes the ID. And what happened is using Next.js, we can grab the ID from the URL using params. And once we grab it, we'll use it to uniquely identify that specific topic. And then from there, we can use it to give us access to updating or deleting that specific topic. So I know there, I think this is how it needs to be written as a params, then with a promise, and then grab it. So let me see something. Come in here. Let's go params. I don't think that write it that way. I think I can do it without it, but I would rather see what's in the docs. Just a post page, new post. I just seen one with an ID here. Okay, so maybe it is written this way. Let me try this. And I'm just gonna copy this. And what should happen is we should be able to grab the ID. Return right above it. No errors. And let's see, did it pass in? Check it. Oh yeah, there you go, right there. Exact same ID. So we can use this ID to find the specific topic and have the ability to update it and make changes to it. Perfect. So let's import Prisma. Yeah. Const topic is equal to await Prisma dot topic dot find. It should be. Is there an update? Hey, let's use the docs. Find unique. Find unique. How long did it take me? Hey man, congratulations, man. I'm glad to hear that you use the documentation, man. I meant to comment on that earlier. A lot of people don't use the docs. They go to videos and want to use other resources, but the documentation is always the source of truth. And as things get updated, other developers do a fantastic job of capturing that and documenting that. Just like I'm building this application, if I was building it for someone, I would have some notes that kind of distinguish some things out. That way I have a good understanding. And if they wanted to leave me and go with a different developer, that next developer can kind of see what I have without trying to read my code, and they can go in and make changes and updates. So it's always good to have the documentation. But to answer your question, man, I think so. I would say probably about 3 months, and I didn't get comfortable with everything that came along with becoming a full stack developer till maybe about a year. Mind you, I did have some front end experience. I did have some professional workflow experience, so I wasn't all the way green. But when I sat down and really understood how that process worked, the HTTP request cycle and making a request and establishing connection to the database and doing the lookups and validating and getting authorization and authentication as well, it probably took a year to understand that entire workflow. And I'm including things like integrating authentication, integrating authorization. And I'm gonna show you, if you don't know, you will learn the difference between the two and why it's important. And being able to make lookups and being able to distinguish what user has access to what information. It took about a year to really get comfortable with it. And then from there, venturing out, integrating Stripe, integrating webhooks, giving different users different permissions based upon their roles, being able to establish certain users getting access to certain information based upon who they are, what they've created, what they shouldn't see. So about a year. About a year. It's a great question, though. That is a very good question. Have you started thinking about different databases, or what's the next step for you? Do you kind of have a plan, or are you just quote on, I don't want to say winging it, but are you just kind of going as you learning as you go along, if you will? Uh, and let's see. So we can get the ID. Let's do find unique. And this should be topic dot title. Yeah, thank you. IntelliSense. Page live, perfect. And if I go back, let's add a back button. Let's clean this up a little bit. We're in a good spot. Class X2. I don't know why I feel like I said I'm not too concerned with the styling as of yet. I really want to make sure I get the functionality of this baby down first, and I can do all of the things that I need to get done, because I plan on using this website live tonight when I begin my studying. And the whole goal of this is to, I don't need flex, what am I doing? The whole goal of this is to build something that's practical that I can actually use, single topic page, that I can actually use, and not just build something that for show. And in this, we'll add a H2 with, let's go, what did I say? Topic, yeah, dot title. There. Remove that. So what I want to do now is bring in link. So we can go back and we'll add a link with the href of home back. And right next to it, we will add there. And let's throw this in a single div. Go class name flex, item centered, space on the X 2. There, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Oh, I see why now. Duh, Jason, remove that. Let's put this here. Follow the roadmap. Rehab will be my last time. Song crew on NPM and start back in. Oh yeah, yeah. You'll love Node.js, man. Oh, awesome. I'm assuming Node.js is next. You will love it. I've done some built some applications with it. I love the structure, and because it is it's a back end. Once you learn that, you'll be able to pretty much use any back end framework to get things done that you want to get done. So once you have the basics of CRUD down, and you know how to build your APIs, and you know how to take your React application, set the proper cores, cross object resource, so that you can communicate with your front and your back end. Once you have those things in place, and you know how to talk with the React front end and your Node back end, building out a MERN application, next thing would just be integrating a database, whether it be, and I said MERN, you may not want to do MongoDB, you may want to do Postgres or SQL or something else. So I just say MERN because it's popular and is where I started, but you could use any database. But once you learn the basics of Node, man, you're going to be very, 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 very dangerous. Because at that point, it's just going to be understanding the syntax of whatever it is that you're trying to integrate and how it communicates with that back end itself. Yeah, that's perfect. I love to hear that. Love it, love it, love it. Did you build the roadmap yourself, or did you find a worthy or trustworthy source and leveraging that to kind of help you out? That is awesome. All right, so let's hit back. Yep, takes us to the home page. Click on networking. Takes us to networking, hit back. Perfect. All right, so let's create the ability to update. Actions, let's go update.ts. Bring in Prisma and can bring in revalidate path. We'll bring in redirect. This will come from next navigation. Export default async function update topic. And pass in the form data. The form data object. Go const ID is equal to form data.get ID. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's easy to get lost with all the terms. And man, kudos to you for not bouncing around and trying to do too many tutorials at once. A lot of times when in your learning in the beginning stages of learning, it's very easy to kind of get caught up in all of the different options that are available to learn and all of the different recommendations based upon the course platform that you're using, whether it be Udemy, Coursera, YouTube, etc. So man, kudos to you for leveraging one source and sticking with it, because you can look at one video and one instructor may give you one approach. You can look at the documentation, it may give you a different approach. You look at a different platform and it'll give you a totally different approach, man. So kudos to you for sticking to that one source. And you said you're just leveraging the documentation. If so, that's why it's important, because anytime anything changes, the docs is going to have it. Anytime something needs to get updated, they're going to put the information on the documentation. That's the first place it gets updated. So man, kudos to you. Love the structure. How often do you code? Do you how often do you what's your structure like? Do you go 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, every day, all day? What does that time commitment daily look like? Because honestly, the way it sounds, the way you are kind of picking up on things and your comfort level, it may not take you a full year like it took me. It took me that long because I have a totally different 9 to 5, and then I come home and got life to deal with, and then I get to take some time for myself. But depending upon what you have going on, it may not take you as long as it took me. Let's go const titles, form data.get title. We'll go away, Prisma dot topic. Yep. Update where ID. And then we should be able to go revalidate path. And then redirect. And then learning from my mistakes, that should be as string. Yep. As string. Let's just make sure. I should have did the not found as well too. It might throw me an error, but we'll come back to it. Find meaning. Let's go update. Awesome. Long break in school, man. Is this something you're doing on the side, or you're just in school? What do you mean by long break, if I could be nosy? Mm, yeah, we'll come back and do that. Add some authentication. I think I'll do better off for that, but I don't need it just yet. I'll add that later. Form action. Yep, yep. Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good. We'll move that over later. Mm, so it doesn't have it there. I can go grab it. I think it is. I think this is it. I should be good with this. Let's try it. If not, it'll throw me an error, and I can always log it to the console. So this is the topic. Let's go ahead and import update topic. And we can remove this. Add a form, pass in a input. Let's give this an action of update topic. Uh, Yeah, that's funny. I start that same place I started, Java object oriented programming. And I think one of my first big assignments was a banking application. I have it on the I have it I documented it on here. I think it took me about 50 minutes or an hour or so to build. But man, Java really kind of taught me how to program. And another thing I like to do when I was learning, not just building full stack, even when I was learning full stack, was doing like coding exercises like Code Wars. I can't remember my old login, but man, I would spend at least an hour plus a day doing coding exercises. And when I'm at home, I'll be in front of the computer because I can't always do it on the go. Even though I thought about building a mobile application where I could code virtually or from my phone, but the big thing it did, man, was it taught me how to problem solve. So like if I'm at work or I'm somewhere out and about, I'll just jump on my phone and I'll practice some coding exercises. And like that really kind of taught me how to break things down into smaller chunks and how to think a little differently about solving the issue. How do you add all of the positive numbers within an array? Sure, you could take JavaScript and use some of the built-in methods with it. But with Java, you got to kind of write that code out because you don't have all of those methods, man. So, but that's cool to hear that you're doing that, brother. Keep it up. Oh, you will. Oh, you absolutely will, man. You probably can do it now. You just may not have attempted it, but you absolutely will be there. A little snag with this thing for now. I'm using AI. I don't know where I can learn for free. And use the docs. Use the Next.js docs. I might have missed you, my brother. It's free and the most up to date. A little snag with this thing. Got some calls from work. Okay, so boom, success there. So now let me make sure I push this to, it's still pulling from this branch. Let me change this branch. Posting GENERATE. I don't understand. What did I miss? POSTPOSSTTIINSTALL. Yep. GENERATE. I don't get it. It's okay. But if it pulls from number 4 and not 3, I should be good. Man, let me see something. Got a call from work. Got thrown off a little bit. My apologies. It's the same error. This one is ready. So this is the one I want to pull from, not 2. And if I go to it, the same page can't load. It's ready. Let's do redeploy from floor. There we go. That should fix the issue. So I think so all I did was I added an empty object to the file menu for Prisma. And from what I could tell, the Prisma generate was fine, but I could have been tripping. Sorry about that. Dang, I hate I missed you, man. I would have got caught up at work. It's still saying the same thing. This is something. But all of that looks good, and development looks good. Can refresh there. It's just production. That wants to act up. I'll close that out. All right, that's not working. It says ready production. This is the most recent. Why are you acting up now? The lint, no logs, type check. Man, you ever need anything, my brother, I'll be happy to help. Keep in touch too, G. All right, just updating this workflow. Let's see if this takes care of it. Updating those branches. Everything looks good. I think. Let's make sure. Yeah, we should be good. Custom file staging. It says pending. See if we can get a. Yep. And then let's go back to this ugly red. Team study mate. Ready. Everything looks there. Still redeploy. Oh, sorry, I just realized all of this was blocked. Let's do that. I had to spread the screen out a little bit so I can see it a little better. More deployments. It says ready. Duh. I know why it's doing this. Oh my goodness. I gotta add the environment variables. Duh. Oh my goodness. Let's go to I think, man, talk about a rookie mistake. Good grief. It's been a day. But in my defense, it has been a day. I got a little sidetracked, but it ain't no excuses. we're gonna give me that excuse though. Man, I forgot to add the environment variables. That's why the thing isn't working. All right, let me do that now.